Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome in here to Perkins Park in Plattsburg, Missouri. We've got some Friday night baseball for you. Coming up at 4:30 p.m., we'll see the Wellington-Napoleon Tigers take on Plattsburg Tigers. Once again here from Perkins Park. I'm Brian Crabbe. I'll be joined shortly by Lane Hinkle, and we'll be right back with you after just a couple minutes of dead air here from Perkins Park. Hello and welcome into Perkins Park. Once again, we're just going to take a second of dead air before we get started. We'll be beginning at 4:30 p.m. Just over 35 minutes out. Once again, we're just trying to solve some audio issues here early from Perkins Park. We'll be live on air for the first pitch here in just about 33 minutes. Once again, we'll be live here in just about 30 minutes here. once again, we're just working past some early issues here as we look to get started here in just about 27 minutes here in the Metro Sports KC Live Network. Hello and welcome to Plattsburg High School, where we've got some Friday night baseball for you. Tonight we've got two closely matched programs, and we'll start with the visitors, the Wellington-Napoleon Tigers. They sit at 6-5 after a tough early schedule has kept them just around 500 for most of the year. They've struggled against teams with successful starts and sit at just 1-3 against teams with over 500 records. They've gotten some breaks lately and have been winners of their last three, with wins over Sweet Springs with Malta Bend, Bremer with Breckenridge, and Cress Ridge. Over these three games, they've sported a run differential of 29-9. On the other side, the home team, the Plattsburg Tigers. They sit at 15-6, their best win total since 2018. Led by a group of veteran hitters and combined well with great pitching, the Tigers have cruised to 5 straight as well as 8 of their last 10. Look out for Brock Stegel and Wyatt Moran. Stegel is 3-1 in 6 starts on the mound, toting a 1.52 ERA, and including a no-hitter over Albany on opening day. Moran is also a force on the mound, toting just a 2.17 ERA in 7 starts. But he's also very well wowed at the plate, leading the Tigers in every major hit category and holding an OPS of 1.198. This is the first time these two teams have met since Misha began tracking matchups in 2008, and is bound to be a great matchup between two excellent teams. We'll have full coverage from the first pitch to the final out here on the Metro Sports KC Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Landon Hinkle. Tonight's a great night for baseball. 80 degrees right now, partially cloudy. We got a big wind gust coming from the south to the north, gusting from around 27, 30 miles per hour. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the game, but no rain in our forecast for the first time this week, pretty much. And a great day for baseball.
For the visitors, the Wellington-Napoleon Tigers, they sit at 6-5. And they come into this game winners of their last 3 straight. Starting off, hitting first and playing second base, Wyatt Smith. He wears number 4. Batting behind Smith is Cade Bolton, wearing number 7 and playing shortstop. And the 3-hole, Mason Fisher, number 12, the catcher. In the DH spot, batting in the cleanup, Hayden Terrell, wearing number 15. In the 5th spot, Joe Heater, number 14, playing right field. Terrell. Correction in the booth already. It's Hayden Terrell. Thank you, Mr. Hayden Terrell, for verifying that himself. In the 6th hole, we've got Jax Hager, wearing number 25 and playing third base. In the 7th spot, Braden Wan, wearing number 21, playing first. In the 8th spot, Will Grunder, playing center field and wearing number 11. In the 9th spot, number 1, Caden Neer, he plays left. And Wyatt Hefner, the pitcher, wearing number 3. On the other side, we have the home team, the Plattsburg Tigers, playing in one of their very first games in this wonderful facility here. Their lineup is a star-studded one. They've got Brock Stegel batting first, playing shortstop, wearing number 3. In the 2 spot, Wyatt Moran, number 15, leading this Tiger team in every major statistical category. And in the 3 spot, he's actually starting on the mound tonight, Caden Carter, wearing number 2. In the cleanup spot, Jackson Lewis, wearing number 11 and playing third base. In the 5 spot, Joey Hoffmeister, wearing number 24 and playing center. In the 6th spot, number 18, playing first, Nathan Bash. In the 7th spot, the designated hitter for the right fielder, it'll be Paul Nelson, wearing number 27. In the 8 hole, Luke Schrader, number 4, playing left. And batting last, playing right field. Gavin Carter, number 16. Hunter Reich will be in he will be playing second base wearing number 9. We'll step away, be right back with you for the first pitch here in just about 11 minutes here on the Metro Sports KC Network. And with that, we'll get started here from the home of the Plattsburg Tigers, Perkins Park, brand new baseball facility here at Perkins. And we will begin shortly on the mound for the Tigers. The sophomore, Caden Carter.
Preferably the one that says that I have marked on, which is not that one. There's one that I have marked on.
To start the night for the visitors, the Wellington-Napoleon Tigers, they'll bring Wyatt Smith to the dish. Wyatt Smith to lead off on the year. He's hitting .237. Four walks to 11 strikeouts. He has no home runs to 7 RBI. And he will take on the pitcher.
Starting off for Wellington-Napoleon Tigers, number 4.
Caden Carter versus Wyatt Smith to begin us tonight. First pitch coming. It's a breaking ball, fouled off down the left field line. A 1 count to start the night. Taken in the dirt for a ball. It'll be a 1-1 count now. Humble start for both teams so far. First 2 pitches. Can't do too much. Good wood. Put into the gap for a base hit. Corralled and left, and Wyatt Smith is on with a base knock. We apologize for the wind as it is howling here from Plattsburg.
Shortstop,
Cade Bolton will head to the dish for Wellington-Napoleon. He's hitting .375, the second best time for the second best average on the team. He's walked 5 times, struck out 9. He has 3 RBIs. He has scored 14 runs, and that one, good chance at a double play ball. Speed, gonna throw on to first and record the out. They won't get the runner, the lead runner, and he'll advance on the fielder's choice.
Now batting number 12, catcher Mason Fisher.
Mason Fisher, the catcher, also tied for that second place spot. He has 0 home runs to 4 RBIs, hitting .375 on the year. First pitch of the at-bat is taken for a strike on the outside half of the plate.
That ball has some nice movement on it. Able to dip down into the outside of the zone.
I don't even think that's supposed to be a breaking ball. I just think that the 30-mile-an-hour winds might have pushed it a little bit. Taken high for a ball. It'll be a 1-1 count now. One pitch flared over the head of the second baseman. That could score a run. He'll stop at third. The throw is wide. Runner may take off from first, and Mason Fisher puts one through for a base hit. Runners on first and third now with 1 out. That'll bring him Hayden Terrell, as he mentioned to us in the pregame. He is the statistical best hitter for this team, the freshman, hitting .379. He's walked 10 times, struck out 6. He has a home run and 11 RBI. First pitch strike taken. Next at bat. Click it again. That one's going to be rolled up the gut. It will score a run. Strong throw to first for the out, and it will be an RBI ground out for Terrell, rather. Batting next, Joe Heater, the right fielder and freshman.
Now batting number 14, right fielder Joe.
And Terrell wasn't able to get on base there, but, you know, what else can you ask for? Drives in a run, puts his team up on top 1-0 here early in the first.
Runner on second, 2 outs. First pitch taken high for a ball.
And that runner on second had a hefty lead there. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to take off here.
And the delivery by Carter is a decently long delivery once he comes set. That one is hit well into right. Right fielder's going to camp under it and catch it for out number 3. Not before the Wellington-Napoleon Tigers take a 1-0 lead on 2 hits, no errors. And they'll lead 1-0 heading into the bottom of the first.
One run, 2 hits, 1 left on. 1-0 after a half an inning. Plattsburg Tigers coming to bat.
Once again, we're battling some pretty gnarly wind as we begin the night. On the mound for the Tigers of Wellington-Napoleon will be Wyatt Hefner. Hefner making his first start on the season, has pitched 10 innings, yet to give up a run. He's given up 2 hits.
I apologize for the slightly
Yes.
choppy video quality. We are currently in the middle of Missouri, in rural Missouri,
Yes.
where for 20 minutes on either side of this place there is no connecting highway.
And that tells you something. This team, this Wellington-Napoleon team, really has 5 main pitchers as Mother Nature is going to rear its ugly head. Hefner on the mound tonight making his first start, his 7th appearance. He's played in 6 games, came out of the bullpen. He's given up just 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks to 18 strikeouts. And if he is able to do that tonight, this 1-0 lead might stay for a while. However, he will face the best team he's played so far in the Plattsburg Tigers. They sit at 15-6. Up to bat first will be the senior, Brock Stegel. He had a no-hitter in the very first game of the season against Albany. In 5 innings on the season, he has 1 home run, 9 RBIs. He's walked 18 times, only struck out 6. He's also 16 for 19 when it comes to stolen bases. He wears number 3 and plays shortstop. He'll take on the pitcher, Hefner Stegel, to begin the bottom of the first.
I was watching, Stegel warm up over at short, and that kid has a wicked arm.
See if he can be a 2-tool player here in the batter's box. First pitch roped up the middle. That'll be a base hit. 1 pitch, 1 hit for Brock Stegel.
Yeah, the pitcher left it high, and Stegel was able to take advantage with that single out in shallow center field.
Catcher.
Just drooped it into the center fielder, Wyatt Moran, the best hitter of either team. Statistically, he has 1 home run, 26 RBIs. He's hitting .458. We'll check the runner at first. Throw isn't in time, and Hefner will look to fire to Moran. First pitch, a nasty breaking ball taken for strike 1.
Yeah, that thing dipped from about number height to
at the knees, barely
yeah,
a strike zone pitch
above the
there.
knees in a matter of seconds.
He'll step off the rubber, and he's got to watch out. He is moving lead foot a little early. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the umpire, if he's on first, if he's got a runner on third, they might call that a balk. Runner's going to take off. It's fouled away. He'll be down 0-2. Just an unlucky break as Brock Stagel is one of the premier base stealers of this team, 16 for 19 on the base paths.
Well, those hidden runs are always a risk just because if you pop it out infield, it's tough to get back in time, could try to turn a double on them.
And we've seen a lot of that this week. 0-2 pitch taken inside, dropped by the catcher, dropped again. That one either slipped out of his hands or the wind pushed it just a little bit. However, as mentioned, we've seen 3 or 4, you and Joe have seen 3 or 4 double plays on infield on bunt attempts. We've seen, I know Diamonds Cooper bunted into one for North Kansas City just a few days ago. It's a 1-2 count. Runner takes off, slapped. It'll stay fair. It'll be an extra base hit. Stegel's going to run. He's got it. Strong relay throw won't get him, and it is 1-1 with no outs here in the bottom of the first. Wyatt Moran with the RBI double. Stagel goes all the way around.
Yeah, nice hit there by Moran. A fairly lucky bounce for him to make it stay fair. Slightly more to the left, maybe just an inch or so, and that would be a foul ball. But great base running there by Stagel to get from first to home.
Well, if there's no wind, the ball's well fair because it's not getting pushed that way. That one laced up the gut. That'll be another base hit, this time for the pitcher, Caden Carter. They'll go ahead and send him home. Moran's going to score with no throw. And before they can record an out, there's been 2 runs scored.
Now batting number 11.
Stagel and Moran both scored. Caden Carter picks up an RBI. And Jackson Lewis has to do this. That was Moran's 5th RBI in the last 4 innings.
We'll see what this cleanup hitter can do.
First pitch to Lewis taken for a strike. And when we begin to look at, the pitcher tonight, Hefner, he's given up 2 runs in the first. Those are the first 2 runs he's given up all year, and that's another base hit. They'll hold the runner at second, and we've got first and second, no outs here. And Plattsburg looking very good. Joey Hoffmeister will head to the dish, look to make it 5 consecutive runners to Reese base.
Now batting number 24, center fielder Joey Hoffmeister.
And in 9 pitches, 4 runners have gotten on. They're finding pitches they like, and Hoffmeister, the lefty, will come in. He'll show bunt, pull back, and the infield came in rather quickly, and Olathe West watches that and says, not us last Friday. For those of you unbeknownst to that fact, we went and got Olathe West versus Liberty from Lawrence Free State last Friday night, and Liberty bunted across 4 runs in the second inning. 1-0 pitch swung over and missed. Runner's going to get caught, and they may have him hosed at first. First baseman just a little bit out of position, and they're going to call time. It's 1-1. 11 pitches into the night, and Wyatt Hefner and his catcher are going to talk it over for 0.7 seconds.
One of the things I noticed about this field, it's beautiful turf up here in the infield, but outfield is a little bit thicker grass. So it bounces hard and strong off the turf, but as soon as it gets into the outfield, it just stops in its tracks, which is kind of annoying if you're an outfielder for these 2 teams.
And that's going to be bunted right back to the pitcher. They'll have an opportunity at a double play, and they'll get it. We just mentioned they've got an opportunity for a double play, and the umpire may talk to the coach about that shove he got at first base. That'll be a liner to the pitcher thrown on to the second baseman.
Pretty nice walk-up song for him if you could hear that in the background.
Nathan Bash heads to the dish. He'll stare at ball 1, and there's a runner on first now with 2 outs, and a good 1-pitch turnaround. If you're Wyatt Hefner, you give up 2 runs before you recorded an out and get the double play to hopefully keep some momentum on the side of Wellington-Napoleon. Second pitch taken outside. It'll be ball 2. 2-0 count now to Bash, rather. And that one, thought about it. It'll be 3-0 after he's able to lay off. And Bash is in good position to work himself a walk and keep the inning alive for Plattsburg. On the season, Bash, 13 RBIs. Is one of the well-beknown pitchers, and he didn't even think about swinging at that one. Saw the take sign.
He definitely wanted to take that one all the way through.
16 strikeouts to 9 walks on the air, looking to work his 10th. 3-1 pitch is high. I'll tell him to take his base, and that would have been high to any other guy on this team, but he's about 6'3" at least.
Designated hitter, Paul Nelson.
Paul Nelson, friend of the show.
Yeah, you know, quick little story. Me and Joe here knew Paul elementary school and middle school before he ended up moving up to Plattsburg. Cool guy.
First pitch to Mr. Nelson is taken for a ball. 2 on, 2 out for Plattsburg, looking to get even more early momentum off Hefner. That one on the outside corner, taken for a strike.
It looked a little off the plate in my opinion, but
I can see it probably a little bit better than you can, and that might have clipped the black, but can't give it all to him. And the second baseman's going to roam over, throw on to first to end the inning. 4-3 to end it, and Plattsburg picks up 2 runs, 4 hits, double play really stung the momentum. They get a walk after that before the inning ends, and we'll head to the top of the second. We'll see Wellington-Napoleon take Hager, Juan, and Grunder to the plate. We'll be right back at you here in just a moment here on the Metro Sports KC Network.
2-1, Plattsburg.
Kill it, kill it. Back for the top of the second, where we will see the bottom half of the order for Wellington-Napoleon. It'll be Jax Hager, the third baseman for this Wellington-Napoleon team. Hitting .438 in limited plate appearances. Actually, not limited plate appearances. He's actually hitting .273. I had the order mixed up. Joe Heater's hitting .438. And he'll stare at strikes 1 and 2 early. And
pitches on both of those as well.
I mean, and he's Mark Buehler in this. He's just stepping on the rubber and instantly coming set. And that one wanted to get him to chase. He won't. It'll be a 1-2 count. And you know, I actually watched, for some reason, I watched a lot of windup versus stretch videos today. He's pitching out of the windup, and he'll go ahead and swing over that one. Run on to first and get the out on the drop strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Carter.
Now batting number 21, first baseman, Braden Juan.
And now Braden Juan will step to the dish, hitting .242 on the year. He's got 5 RBI, scored 8 runs, and he'll swing over strike 1.
A little lack of discipline on that swing. Definitely up around his chest. Something you don't want to go for. It's always tempting as a batter.
And that one, another one, he'll swing over and miss. And I'm going to venture to say it's his parents behind us that have said, "What are you doing?" on both pitches.
But shout out to Juan. You know, he definitely has probably the best hairdo on the team.
Yeah, as he's going to take ball 1 there, and I say that as the mulleted man himself. 1-2. That one also high at the chest. He's able to keep it live, and it did not break a car. It actually landed less than 15 feet away from us, which is Scary sight given that we have a $5,000 PC.
Yeah, you know, this is a brand new facility.
And he's going to ring him up on the inside curveball. That was quite inside.
I don't know about that one.
It might be, I mean, every pitch that he's called a strike that may have been a ball has been in that left-handed batter's box. So, yeah, well, even Angel Hernandez is consistent. And first pitch is going to be rolled over for strike one. Just 21 pitches so far and 1 2/3 for Caden Carter.
Like I was saying, you know, brand new facility. The one thing though I could complain about just a little bit is this behind the home plate fence as that one's hit well to the second baseman.
And they'll be retired in order in the second.
But like I was saying, the fence right behind home plate doesn't have a cover like most ballparks do. It's just a straight up fence. So if it's a pop fly behind the plate, it's just going straight to the fence.
And now I understand why the PA guy brought a glove. And after 1.5, it's still 2-1 Plattsburg. And up to bat for the Tigers will be Schrader, Carter, and Stagel. Actually kill it for half a second. Because you're like.
The bottom of the second for Plattsburg.
And to start the bottom of the second. And Schrader will start the bottom of the second.
No relation to Hank Schrader.
Yeah, we checked on that pregame. And that one will get by him. Luckily, no one's on base. And Schrader will take ball one. Once again, we heavily apologize for the obnoxiously loud wind noises you may hear every few minutes. It's a 1-0 count. Hefner, second pitch of the at-bat is taken low for a ball again. 2-0 count. He's already walked one, Bash in the first, and Schrader will roll that one over. It'll be a long throw for the third baseman. He'll be safe at the bag. We'll rule it a base hit, as it was a hard toss by the third baseman. However, he came up a little short on the throw across the diamond.
Either way, some good speed shown there by Schrader.
Right fielder Gavin Carter.
Got out of the box fast enough to beat that one out, and Gavin Carter will head to the dish and try to recreate the first inning in which the Plattsburg Tigers were able to get a very good inning across. He'll spike that one, and Schrader will move on to second on the wild pitch. First pitch of the at-bat bounced him. Catcher couldn't read it there, and it's a 1-0 count to Carter. And that one's going to be ripped high and into left. Come over, make the grab, the left fielder, and
that was great coverage there by that left fielder out there. Caden Neer had quite the distance to run to track that down, but was able to do it for the first out of this inning.
And the runner didn't get back to the bag fast enough to tag up, but his momentum was taking him away from third base.
Yeah, he probably could have ended up beating that out.
Yes.
Schrader has the speed to do that.
Stagel back up, takes the ball inside. I don't think, if that's inside, I have no idea what the last one was that ended the yeah, that ended the inning for Wellington-Napoleon. However, that one's going to bounce in the dirt. He'll take off. May have him hosed at second. Safe. He may have got him on the helmet there. It looked to me like he may have got him on the helmet before he got in the bag.
The tag looked good, yeah.
Tag looked good. It was a good throw by the catcher, and 2-0 count to Stagel. Stagel 1 for 1. He scored after singling in his first at bat. He was doubled home by Moran. Got a 2-0 count to him. And that one's taken for a strike. Got a play to the umpire, and that one's going to be a strike 99 times out of 100. Two. That one's going to be rolled over and foul. The at-bat stays alive, and Stagel will head back to the box. On deck, Moran. He's 1 for 1 with a double. And the heart of this order is up for the second time already, as we're through 1 1/3. Plattsburg leads 2-1. Here from the beautiful new ballpark they've got here. Just about 5 minutes east of their campus, Perkins Park. 2-2. And he's just going to barely make contact. It's dead, and he'll be thrown out at first. The runner will advance.
It's a little bit of a swing and bunt action right there.
It was, I would say it was more of a like an excuse me swing, because he realized it was on the plate enough to be called a strike. And Wyatt Moran will head to the dish. He has a double on the night and an RBI already. He scored on the single by Caden Carter. Let's see if he can knock in a run with 2 outs. First pitch. He spits on the fastball, taken for a strike. It'll be 0-1. Moran, once again, has 5 RBIs in his last 4 at-bats, and he's going to knock one past the third baseman. Hard hit ball. Schrader will truck home, and Moran makes a wide turn. He'll stay in at first with a single, his second hit of the night. Scores a run.
Now batting number 2, Caden Carter.
Caden Carter heads to the dish. He's 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. He was doubled off of second base in that line out bunt double play, and that one's taken on the inside half of the plate. That's going to be called a strike every single time, as we've seen both pitchers hammer that spot through 1 2/3.
That was a nice little changeup-esque pitch. Came out looking like a fastball, and it slowed down real quickly.
Plattsburg now leads 3-1. Wyatt Hefner, going into the contest, had pitched 10 innings without allowing a run, a 0.00 ERA, and he's allowed 3 in just 1 2/3. Already at 34 pitches. Runner takes off. That one's high. No throw. Moran in safely. A stolen base.
Lack of discipline there by the shortstop. You know, you see it take off, you got to go cover.
And Plattsburg was 76 for 86 coming into the night for stolen bases. That one taken for a ball. Pitcher wanted it. It's 2-2, and that is just the 5th stolen base attempt for Wyatt Moran. He's 5 for 5. He's yet to be caught stealing. Caden Carter heads to the dish, batting third. It says his number, which is number 2, and he swings and misses to end the inning. Hefner able to get out. Minimal damage there. First strikeout of the night for him. They give up 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. And Plattsburg leads 3-0 going into the top of the 3rd. We'll be right back with you in just a moment here on the Metro Sports KC Network.
1 run, 1 hit,
We head to the top of the third. Plattsburg leads 3-1 over Wellington-Napoleon. We'll see the bottom of the Wellington-Napoleon and also the top of the Wellington-Napoleon order come up. It'll be Caden Neer, Wyatt Smith, and Cade Bolton for the Tigers. Both teams the Tigers. We began contemplating a Tigers scoreboard. Caden Neer take that first pitch for a ball low. He is yet to have a hit in 14 plate appearances on the season. He'll take that second pitch for a strike. He has reached base. He has 3 walks to 9 strikeouts for a 176 on base percentage. He'll take that one outside for a ball. 2-1 count to Neer, and I think if you just give him one over the plate here, make him hit you like Chris Davis, the slump buster, and that one will be popped up to the first baseman and caught for out number 1. And as mentioned, Chris Davis, the Orioles slump in 2017, 2018, where he was 0 for 54 to start the year. Pitchers were throwing him fastballs right down the middle and just daring him to hit it. Now we'll see Wyatt Smith step to the dish. He's 1 for 1, scored the lone run. He'll take that pitch inside, got out of the way of it.
Yeah, just hung that curve a little bit too much.
Doesn't-
Might have
yeah.
had a little bit of effect from the wind.
Yeah, doesn't help that the wind's blowing that way. 1-0, and it'll be chopped protection swing to the parking lot. Didn't hit our car, that's all that matters. And the wind will it'll have one of its bigger pickups of the night. On the 1-1 pitch, swung over in the dirt, and he fouled it off of his ankle. And Wyatt Smith will try to walk it off. Once again, he said he smoked it off of his left leg. He's got some shin splints in there, and that one is roped foul and just barely out of play. It's still a 1-2 count.
There was a kid over there who almost lost his life.
Really? Well, he didn't, and that's what matters. And that one taken low for a ball. It'll be a 2-2 count to Wyatt Smith. Thank you. I didn't hate sneezing on air. That one taken outside for a ball. I thought he called that a strike for a second. It'll be a 3-2 count to Wyatt Smith, looking to work a walk. 3-2 taken inside, and that was a strike the last inning. Send a man to first with 1 out.
Now batting number 7, Cade.
It'll be Cade Bolton. Bolton grounded into a fielder's choice that advanced Smith. It was tapped. He hit it right back to the pitcher, and Carter kind of lost the handle on it. Good double play ball if he would have fielded it cleanly, and that one's going to be ripped back and out of play. Well out of play. We got scared for a second because I lost it right off the bat. I knew it was coming back, but that'll be a first pitch strike. That one's going to be roped into right field, and that'll be extra bases. It'll be a single, rather, and it'll get loose of the second baseman, and he'll advance. It'll be a single and an advancement on the error.
And I think if that's turf out there in the outfield, that gets gap.
Yeah, that gets gap. I feel like it hit the grass and died.
That's what it's been doing all day. You know, on ground balls especially, it hits hard into the turf, bounces off strong, and then as soon as it hits the grass, it just rolls out dead.
The leading run at the plate, it's Mason Fisher. He singled in his first at-bat. Terrell on deck, the statistical best hitter in this lineup. Outside of Joe Heater, I forgot to outline Heater's stats. And Fisher's going to spit on the 0-0 pitch. It'll be taken for a ball, 1-0. And Caden Carter showing a little bit of weakness as his team leads just 3-1 here in the top of the third. a beautiful day for baseball despite the wind, and Mother Nature makes me repent for that. They'll throw it to the plate, and he is hosed at the dish. An interesting choice. It'll be a 6-1 put out. For out number 1, he'll reach.
Now batting number 15, Aiden Terrell.
That was a great play on third, backhanded grab, and a good decision to go home, prevent the run.
And it was there well in time, and now runners on first and third.
I mean, it almost looked as if the catcher missed the tag at first.
Did, and that one's going to be nailed right back to us. Got a chance at the plate. Got him! And the
I thought
fans,
he got under the tag on that one.
I thought he got under the tag as well. It looked from my angle that he was safe at the dish, and instead, we're going to head to the bottom of the third. And the umpire is going to, or excuse me, the coach is going to ask for an explanation for from the umpire, and that one is
I just rewatched it on the broadcast, and he got him.
He got him.
Matter of inches, but he got him.
He's caught in a wild pitch at the dish, and
No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on.
no runs on no hits. They'll leave one on, and it's still 3-1 through 2.5. And Plattsburg able to get 2 outs at home plate in that inning. That is definitely not how you write it up as the head coach, but gets the job done. Bo Brown doing a great job with that Plattsburg program. They'll bring up Jackson Lewis, Joey Hoffmeister, and Nathan Bash for the third. And there's a good chance that they could bat through the order again. Stagel, Moran, and Carter have 2 at-bats and 2 innings, and I'm interested to see how Plattsburg can use that momentum that they built in one of the more peculiar ways to widen out the lead a little bit. First, he'll meet Jackson Lewis, who singled, was walked over to second, and then was left there in the first. Good pitch, unable to get it out of his glove, and now we'll start the inning. It's one of my favorite kind of baseball pastimes, the catcher throwing on to second.
Starting off the bottom of the third for Plattsburg.
And Jackson Lewis will start the bottom of the third. He singled in his first at-bat as mentioned. Hoffmeister on deck. Hoffmeister lined into that double play on the bunt attempt. And Jackson Lewis. First pitch spit on for a ball. 1-0 count to begin the inning. One pitch, hit well into right. Right fielder under it, made the catch. Took the umpire a second to call it, but he'll run in and make the catch in right for out number 1. Hoffmeister to the dish, he's 0 for 1. Lined out to the pitcher, induced a double play. And for the first time in the ball game, the first batter of an inning did not reach for Plattsburg. It's first pitch taken for a ball. Hefner, 40 pitches through 2 1/3. Swung on and missed by Hoffmeister. It'll be taken for strike 1. Shows bunt, pulls back, taken for a ball, 2-1 now. Two-one pitch, swung on, hit to the second baseman. Routine play there, 4-3 for out number 2, and Nathan Bash will head to the dish. He walked in his first at-bat,
Now batting
0
number
for 0 on the night.
Nathan Bass.
If you're Wyatt Hefner, you want to get the out so bad right here, finally get a clean inning.
And first one is in the dirt. It's a 1-0 count to Bash. And without a doubt, you know, you've given up a couple errors, really 6 hits, 3 runs to the first 2, and that one's popped up. The left fielder will jog in, make the catch for out number 3, and as you mentioned, a clean inning for Hefner. 3 up, 3 down, a fly out to right, a fly out to left, and a ground out to second in between the 2. No hits, no runs for Plattsburg, and we'll head to the top of the 4th, still 3-1. Wellington-Napoleon will send Heater, Hager, and Juan to the dish. Rather, Terrell, Heater, and Hager to the dish, as Terrell did not complete his last at-bat.
Starting off the
I'm game for that.
Wellington-Napoleon.
Top 4th, it'll be Hayden Terrell.
Hayden Terrell.
First pitch taken for a strike in there.
You know, it looked a little bit in, but all night the ump has been calling that, so don't mind the call. Gonna be a second. Wow, gonna be low.
Second pitch taken low. It'll be 1-1. Special Joe Winfrey moment on the air. Third pitch of the at-bat taken for a strike, 1-2, and you might wonder, did Joe appear from the shadows? The answer is absolutely. I'm just kidding. He's sitting right in front of us doing all the production work on the night. That's taken outside, spits on the 1-2, 2-2 count to Joe Heater. It'll actually be Terrell. Got that wrong, and he'll reach out and poke it. And it'll be a ground out. Terrell, another, this time a 5-3 ground out for out number 1.
Now batting number 14, Joe Heater.
A good solid throw there by the third baseman. It didn't even seem like he put a lot of effort into it, and yet it was a line, just a bullet to the first baseman to get him in time.
And that one swung on, hit well into center. Center fielder has to run in on it and make the catch for out number 2. That's something we've seen on every fly ball to the outfield today, is that the fielders look like they're camped under it, and then they awkwardly kind of jog 15 yards in for it as the wind pushes it one direction or another.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. The wind coming towards us, and we're behind the plate, so everything high and outfield is just dying in the air and coming right back to him.
And this is not a shallow field by any means. 1-0 count now. It's chipped over, rolled, and it'll be a 3-1 to you in the inning. And Caden Carter matches Hefner's move, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Both pitchers starting to find their groove. We'll step away for just a moment. Be right back with you here in just a second here on the N2 Sport, or the N2 Sport. I'm so used to that. Metro Sports KC Network. And we're
Playing
back.
off the bottom of the fourth for
Paul
Plattsburgh,
Nelson at
number
the dish.
27, Paul
The
Nelson.
DH, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman. Schrader is on deck. Bottom 4. Plattsburgh leads 3-1. He'll swing over the first pitch for strike number 1.
And Paul, he's a tall fella, but gets real low in his stance.
That one's spit on. He liked it at first. Decides to lay off. It'll be 1-1. One pitch also spit on. 2-1 to Nelson. Two-one also taken for a ball. Me and Joe having a little bottom 4 fun here. And they're going to call that low and outside ball a strike. And
If you're looking at it from where we're sitting, that's in the left side.
actually, they've got a
batter's
better
box.
look at it than we do. And he's just going to reach out and have to protection swing that one on the 3-2. And that one might have been ball number 5 in the at-bat, but 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch grounded. It'll be a hard play by the shortstop. Throw on and got him. Nelson, not the speedster that some other guys on this team would be, and that'll send Schrader to the dish.
Now batting number 4, Luke.
He kind of reached for that swing, but still a great play by the shortstop. Off balance, cross the body throw. Really nice play by him.
Absolutely. Cade Bolton able to make the play there, and one out, bottom 4. Hefner, 53rd pitch on the way. That's taken inside and probably high for ball number 1. Second pitch hit the dirt, taken for a ball. It'll be 2-0 to Schrader. He is 1 for 1, scored 1 of 3 runs for this team. Singled in the second. That one taken for a strike. That was fairly right down the pipe, a little inside, but if you wanted a pitch, that was it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was watching the Royals game the other day, and,
It's going to be popped up out of play. Continue.
one of the things that, the announcer said during the game was they were talking about Bobby Witt. And, he's a young prospect.
And that one's lined right over the glove. And once again, we'll see it die as soon as it gets to the outfield grass. It'll be another single for Luke Schrader.
But like I was saying, they were talking about Bobby Witt and how he's a young hitter and is still working on his game in that aspect. And there's always, what he said was there's always one pitch that he should take and that he swings at, and there's always one pitch that he takes where he should swing at it.
Yes.
And
an interesting development here as they're going to pull the pitcher after just 3 1/3 innings. He looks maybe to be in a bit of discomfort, and I believe they're going to stay home cooking and just send a guy in that was playing the outfield. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. And number 12 will come in to pitch. Second page. And we will all freak out.
Mason Fisher.
It'll be Mason Fisher, the catcher. Did I have Mason Fisher as a catcher?
Yeah, Mason Fisher was a catcher, and number 2 is going to catch now for Wellington-Napoleon.
And then Mason Fisher will come in to catch.
No.
Or Mason Fisher will come in to pitch, rather.
Lucas Waterworth is now behind the plate for the Tigers of Wellington-Napoleon.
And let me figure out the way they're going to do this lineup here. Is Fisher just going to switch positions and still hit? Yes, he's just going to switch. Yes, and then they'll have Waterworth. What's his first name?
Lucas. Well, now that we're in a break of the action, you know, fans of the Metro Sports KC Network, last Friday we were at Liberty versus Olathe West. We heard Brendan talk a little bit about my knee injury and how I was on crutches. Well, for those who's watched last week's broadcast, I got a little bit of an update. I am now walking.
Oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. The perils of science on full display here. Medical science has elevated to such a point where he was blind and now can see. I'm kidding. But yes, Landon walked out to the car today, which is saying something.
What a difference a week can make, you know.
And Gavin Carter comes to the dish. Mason Fisher on the mound now. Let him get a little bit of a warm-up in, and he'll step in after Carter goes 3 1/3. He'll now pitch to Carter. First pitch taken for a ball. Carter flew out to the left fielder. Carter up 1-0. The pickoff move was on the money, just not in time. It's not a huge leadoff.
If I'm Carter, I'm going to expect something to be on the inside of the plate.
That one's high and outside for ball number 2. And on the season, Fisher, 14 1/3 innings, 3.41 ERA, 4.2 rather. ERA, he's given up 7 earned runs in those 14.1 innings. He'll take the 2-1 pitch for a strike. Carter, rather, will take the 2-1 pitch for a strike. Or the 2-0 pitch now, it's 2-1. Thank you, Joe.
And the double play ball is on. And while I was thinking he might go inside with the pitches just so he can barrel him up on the bat and, you know, force a ground out.
Still 2-1 as the check was not in time, and he called that outside. Wow, 3-1. And that one, that was outside. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but the pitch in the top of the second was notably inside. Hitter's count, he'll take it for a ball, and Gavin Carter will walk as the first at-bat of Fisher's night is a walk by Gavin Carter. And Stagel will come into the ball game. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom 4, he's 1 for 2. He grounded into a 4-3 his last at-bat. First at-bat of the night. Very first pitch of the game. Singled and scored on a double by Wyatt Moran.
Yeah, and if you're Fisher, you don't want to see Stagel coming up to bat here. 2 for 2 on the night.
And he took that one way inside, able to steer out of the way of it. It'll be a 1-0 count now.
Really the heart of the lineup here is Stagel, and he has 2 on. Really want to try to get a double play or something here. Get him out of your eyesight, as this is a potential to put in some work, get some runs on for the board for Plattsburg Tigers.
Calls time. Joe and his limited broadcasting gig today, and that'll be hit into left field. They'll go ahead and send him from third. No throw. And runners on first and second as Brock Stagel singles in an RBI. Schrader will score. And Wyatt Moran, who is not the guy that you would want to see if you just gave up a run. It's now 4-1. Ryan Moran is the guy I would want to see the least if I'm Mason Fisher right now. And that one's a gapper. It'll get down and has a chance to score a run as the center fielder misplayed it. They'll send him around third. The relay throw will come in, and Wyatt Moran has another single and another RBI.
Now batting number 2, Caden Carter.
Stagel goes first to third there. And with one out, Plattsburg takes the 5-1 lead. Caden Carter to the dish. He's 1 for 2. Strikeout and a single. Has an RBI on the night as well.
If you're Wellington-Napoleon's coach, do you regret? Oh, my God.
And he... Oh, my God. I almost want to call that indifference. But it's not indifference. That's a stolen base. But that's a... Wyatt Moran, 2 stolen bases on the night now. And that is... He just walked to second base.
Well, and that's another one of those things where, shortstop, second base, somebody needs to go and cover the bag. That's twice now where they just
the second baseman just
didn't
watched
do
them.
their job.
Yeah. First pitch taken for a strike. And that one will bounce by. Take off. It'll be a play at the plate. And he's safe. He'll score on the wild pitch, Stagel. And Moran will advance to third. That'll be the 3rd run of the inning. Plattsburg doubles the lead from, or not even doubles the lead, but brings the lead from 2 to 5. The Schrader does not count as a earned run for Fisher, as he was on base when Fisher comes into the game.
No, yeah, but that's
that
still
one's
2 earned
taken
runs.
for a strike, and that'll be out number 2. We were a second behind on that there. The inside fastball taken for a strike. And Jackson Lewis will head to the dish. He's 1 for 2, singled and flew out to right. And he'll have a quick talk with Coach Brown and head to the dish with an opportunity to widen the gap just a little bit more here for the Plattsburg Tigers. They lead 6-1. First one, spit on it, it'll get by the catcher. Another play at the plate. Safe once again, and 2 wild pitches bring home Tigers. They've now scored 4 in the inning, up 7-1. And Fletcher is a little shaken. 13 pitches, has given up 4 runs, 3 of them earned. 1-0 taken for a strike. 1-1 count now to Jackson Lewis. Hoffmeister on deck. Strong gust of wind, and that one's spit on as well. He's taken 3 straight. It's 2-1. Joe's going to let out a sigh because, yep, and that one is at the head level. 3-1 count to Lewis. Hitters count. And I am so much looking forward to loading this all back into a car. And that one's going to be roped foul and out of play. 3-2 count now to Lewis. 7-1, bottom 4. And here from Plattsburg, we have had a close game turn to a widened gap. 2 players in the starting lineup for the Plattsburg Tigers that have not reached base in some way tonight. Hoffmeister and Nelson being the 2. And Hoffmeister takes ball 1 and leads the count 1-0. Fisher delivers outside for ball number 2. It's a 2-0 count now to Mason Fisher. And that could be considered a balk. And he's safe at first. Two-0 count. Once he comes set, watch that move. Yep, that's a balk. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out and has walked. And we'll have a quick mound visit. And Bash has the opportunity to knock one in as Plattsburg has another runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch rolled over to the first baseman. He'll tag the bag himself to end the bottom of the fourth.
Finally get out of the inning.
And they bat around the order. Ends in an unassisted ground out. We'll head to the top of the fifth, where Plattsburg extends the lead 7-1. It'll be 4 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. 2 of them scored on wild pitches. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Caden Carter on the mound once again. 45 pitches through 4 innings, which is not bad whatsoever. Braden Wan, Will Grunder, and Caden Neer will head to the dish in the fifth.
This is a big inning for Napoleon. You know, they're down 1-7, and it's very possible Plattsburg could win this game in 5. You know, we only need 10 runs and past 5 innings, so it's really important Napoleon, you know, get some bats rolling. And Braden Wan's coming up. Last time he was struck out. Really need to get something going here. Try to get back in this game, because Plattsburg has all the control.
First pitch taken for a ball and pop-out catch for out number 1.
If the wind doesn't blow on that one, that's probably outfield. Definitely no help from the wind there.
Yeah. Grunder heads to the dish. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out in his first at-bat of the afternoon. His first pitch chopped at, and I reference me and Joe's favorite movie of all time, Benchwarmers, with It's Not a Sword. For 3 pitches, 2 outs, Caden Neer still hitless on the year. He'll take first pitch for strike 1, and we'll ignore the fact that I am a living poet after my near and year joke that none of you picked up. It's okay. I hope you all laughed at home, and that one will be rolled over. It'll be a tough play by the third baseman. Neer doesn't have the speed to get there, and it'll be a... And, you know, that's baseball for you. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth, and if Plattsburg is able to put up 4 runs in this inning, that would end the ball game. So that'll be our watch mojo moment for this contest. Program is telling us we're having a stream issue.
It's been saying that for the last like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh, now it's back. So it might just be. So we'll have a tech information system of the night. So the way that we're doing this afternoon is we lugged my PC up from Kansas City in Joe's not very large car, as well as my monitor, and we taped the monitor down. We have an HDMI going from the monitor or the PC to the monitor. We're running a program called Wirecast and a program called LiveScore. And we got Wirecast to work finally. So all is good. All should be fine. We're using a T-Mobile mobile hotspot for our source of the internet. And we will head bottom 5. Paul Nelson on the dish. He'll take the curve ball. Caught the black there at the end for 0-1. 0-1 is rolled over to the first baseman, and he'll go over and tag the bag. Young 0 for 3 now on the night.
Now batting number 4, Luke Schrader.
Schrader heads it to the dish. He's 2 for 2. has scored 2 runs, and this inning is starting scarily similar to the last one. And that's a hard hit ball into the gap. Wendell push it in, and it'll drop as there was a miscommunication between the outfield and the infield, and that ball would have went about 50 more feet had the wind not pushed it back in.
Yeah, I was about to say, with the winds that we're having tonight, it's reminded me a lot of that Chicago White Sox-Seattle Mariners game.
That one was wicked. The ball was getting pushed all sorts, and the sun is out, but it's not terrifically out. The pickoff attempt, no good, and with 1 out, Plattsburgh's got a runner on first. Gavin Carter comes to the dish, walked in the last inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day. That one will bounce, and a big lead for Schrader. He'll trot back. Exciting 24 hours coming up for me and Joe. We got prom tomorrow night. We are in high school still, so it's a fun life. (7-1), bottom 5, 1-0, 1 out, 1 on, and we'll have another pickoff attempt. Fletcher really just trying to keep Schrader close. And he'll go ahead and take off. It'll be ripped foul, and Schrader will head back to first, and Coach Brown quote of the day is, "Let him take 2 there, buddy." 1-1 count now, 1 on, 1 out, 7-1 ball game. Bottom 5, Mason Fisher thrown 27 pitches. Umpire's going to call time. I think he's done that 2 or 3 times now, or pitcher hasn't been paying attention and he's called time. Step off, throw to first.
The reactions we're getting from this Plattsburgh dugout is awesome.
And he'll once again try to take off. They've got him. Hit a run down, and he's out at first. He probably could have taken off and stolen second. And the scoreboard chant has erupted as
it's still 1-1.
Still 1-1. There you go, Joe. You're getting there, buddy. It's 1-2 now. Yep. It's 2-1, I thought. Did he swing his last pitch? Now it's 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs as Schrader was caught off the bag. And he swings and misses. Mason Fisher gets out of the inning unscathed, retires them in order. A 1-2-3 inning, but a not typical 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the top of the 6th here at Perkins Park. We'll be right back with you in just a moment here on the Metro Sports KC Live Broadcasting Network. Well, we got a quick score update for those of you in the Metro as 25th ranked Staley leads 19th ranked Oak Park 5-0 after 2 innings. We'll start the top of the 6th. Caden Carter has not allowed a hit since the first inning. He has allowed a hit. He allowed 1 hit in the 3rd. I scored it correctly. I just read my scorebook wrong. However, since then, he has retired 7 in a row. Wyatt Smith heads to the dish now. He is the lone run for this team tonight. He scored in the first on a walk, and that one is well hit to center field. And for the first time tonight, we saw an outfielder take a step backwards. However, still that one is taken in for an out and extends the streak. Cade Bolton on the dish. He was the last hit for Wellington-Napoleon in the third. First pitch taken for a strike. That was outside. Everything outside has been a strike today. So we're just going to get over it. 0-1 pitch belted. And that'll be extra bases. Cade Bolton to the wall. He's going to stop at second and be in with a one-out double.
A perfect break in the wind on that one. As soon as he smacked that one to deep left, the wind just stopped.
Yeah.
Number 12, Mason Fisher.
Mason Fisher heads to the dish. He had a single in the first and was thrown out, or excuse me, he reached on the 6-1 and then was stranded after the wild pitch out at the plate. 7-1, top 6, one out. And swung on, hit off of himself and the catcher for out number 1, and the production crew is going to flinch just a little bit, just a hard flinch. And as Landon mentioned earlier, there's no backstop here. And the 1-1 pitch taking up the gut, and that'll likely score a run. The long throw, and they may have him at second. No, they won't, as the throw was not in time. The single, he'll advance to second and score the run. It'll be an RBI single for Mason Fisher, helping his own cause, and 7-2 ball game is Hayden Terrell, or Terrell rather. Oh, pitch swung back, and we've seen the Wellington-Napoleon dugout become revived in the last 45 seconds as a double and a single has them their first momentum of the afternoon besides the first inning. And that one will be a ground out. It will advance the runner. And with 2 outs, Joe Heater comes to the dish. He's 0 for 2, 2 flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to center. And our camera's begun to be pushed over a little bit by the wind. Be taken low for a ball. It'll be 0-1. Swung hard over. Lewis makes the play. Long throw. Got him.
Man,
great throw.
Gunned out by the third baseman.
He almost looks like what you would consider to be like a prototypical first baseman with his power. However, Lewis just has a couple frozen ropes to third. Just put that ball on a string, and we'll head bottom 6th. Wellington-Napoleon able to pick up their first run since the first on 2 hits, a double and a single, no errors, no walks.
1 run, 2 hits, 1 left on.
And they'll leave 1 on.
5.5.
After 5.5, it's 7-2. Plattsburg, not Pittsburgh. I saw yellow and P. Berg and thought Pittsburgh. 7-2. We'll see the top of the order come up for the Plattsburg Tigers, and there's a good chance that this will be the last time they see the field, as they can put us away in the top of the 7th. they would just need to get 3 outs before giving up 5 runs, which to this point has not been a task. And you're probably wondering, well, guys, this is back-to-back Fridays where you've ventured out, journeyed out to take on some high school baseball. Well, what are you doing next weekend? And the answer to that question is we will be heading over to St. Thomas Aquinas High School to watch St. Thomas Aquinas versus St. James Academy soccer. Women's soccer coming next Friday. I believe that's a 4:30 game as well.
And it's a top 10 matchup
Yes.
in our women's soccer pool. Me and Joe will be on the call for that one. I'm excited for that game.
I am. I think that's going to be a really, really good game.
You know, we've always done a soccer poll. We've had a soccer player of the week winner.
Yes.
It's time to do some soccer broadcasts.
Let's do it. First one is a rope into center over the head of the center fielder. He'll range back and make the catch. And Stagel is retired to start the 6th. It'll be a fly out to center. Moran will head of the dish. He's 3 for 3. Has 3 RBIs. That's 7 RBIs over his last 7 innings. That is what one would call ridiculous. He's 29 RBIs on the year. He'll take the first pitch outside for a ball. Take that one, the breaking ball for a strike, and Fisher drops in nicely. He's got 33 pitches on the night.
That was a solid curveball. Way to slow things down.
Very quick motion for Fisher, which is the opposite of, my goodness, the starter on the night. That was the bare opposite of Hefner, who just had a very long delivery. There was a runner that was able to steal without him stepping off the rubber, and that one will hit the slim part of the bat. And it was Wyatt Moran. Yes, it was Moran who just took off and had no throw. And that'll come inside and hit him. Moran hit by pitch, and the dugout erupts. Caden Carter will head to the dish.
Now batting number 2.
He is 1 for 3. Singled in the first, has had 2 strikeouts since, and I sense a different form of sense that someone is very upset to our left.
And a quick little update around the Metro. The Platte County Pirates take down the Winnetonka Griffins 8-6 in their first game of the doubleheader. As that one gets down in right field.
Slip, and he'll go ahead and go for 3. Hunting, runner will take off for second. No throw. The single into righty tripped up. It's technically not an error by rule. And
yeah, as I was saying, Platte County knocks off Winnetonka 8-6. They started off the Pirates up 6-0, and thanks to a big top of the 6th inning from Winnetonka, it was a 6-5 ball game. 6-6 top of 7, bottom 7-8-6.
8-6, a walk-off for Platte County, and that one will be hit back to the screen. Jackson Lewis, he is 1 for 2, a single in the first, a fly out to right in the third, and a walk in the fourth. Has an opportunity to knock one in with 1 out. And that one's going to be popped back out of play once again. It'll be 0-2. And that one did not hit a car. I love baseball dugouts. It's one of my favorite aspects of high school baseball. That one taken outside, and Moran will have to pivot back to the bag. It'll be a 1-2 count. Bottom 6, 40 pitches for Mason Fisher. He's thrown 2 and I believe 2 2/3, yes. Won't have a play at the plate, so it'll score a run on the 6-3. Good charge there by the shortstop to record the out. However, he will pick up the RBI on the score.
Now batting number 24, Joey Hoffmeister.
And now we'll have a runner on second.
You know,
8-2 ball game now.
Cade Bolin has had a few of those really nice throws there at shortstop. Some off-balance crossbody throws. Unfortunately for his team, it hasn't converted into much.
Yes. And they'll have a quick mound visit as they couldn't quite agree on a sign, and we'll see if this one lasts as long as the other ones have, which is about 4 seconds. I did jinx it. Still not a very long mound visit. They don't have much to talk over. Just trying to get on the same page. It's 8-2, bottom 6, 41 pitches on the night for Fisher. And that one is hit well into the gap. It'll get down and likely be extra bases. It'll be a RBI double for Hoffmeister.
Now batting number 18, Nathan Bass.
Nathan Bass will head of the dish as now.
Well, Bash has actually ended the inning twice.
Yes.
If you're Fisher, you want it to happen a third time. Third time's a charm for Bash.
That one taken for a ball, and as my producer Joe mentioned, if Bash, Hoffmeister, and the runner on deck were able to score, that one will be scooped. It'll be a long, hard throw, and he'll decide to just eat it. An interesting choice there, as we'll rule that one an E5. I still think even after he came up bobbling,
Now batting number 27.
he still could have thrown on to at least had
Yeah.
a play, and the runner wouldn't have advanced. The runner immediately went back to the bag.
Well, he's had a couple throws at third that have been not in time. I think he might have been worried about that one not being in time as well.
And that one's taken for a ball. And Paul Nelson, or for a strike rather, Paul Nelson represents the technical winning run, and that's an odd thing to say as Plattsburg leads 9-2. If he was able to hit a home run here, that would end the ball game via mercy rule. 1-1 count now. Plattsburg looking very good. They lead 9-2. And that one will get through. Throw to third, not in time, and both runners will advance 90 feet. Second and third now with 2 outs. 2-1 count to Paul Nelson. And we've seen 2 runners score already tonight on wild pitches, and both of them were off of Fletcher. And that one, Nelson was behind on it. That was a good pitch. If he would have been able to make good contact with that, we may have seen a 10 or 11-2 ball game.
Well, Nelson's been up 3 times. All 3 have been ground outs. It just seems like he swings over top of the ball way too much. On that one, he got a little bit underneath it, just slightly late on it.
Yes. The lefty has grounded out, and he'll have another ground out, another unassisted ground out in back-to-back innings, this time to end the inning. And we head to the top of the 7th. Last shot for Wellington-Napoleon. They'll need 7 as Plattsburg adds 2 runs on 2 hits. The last hope is Hager, Juan, and Grunder, who are a combined 0 for 6 on the night. Need someone to heat up quick. And they'll let the pitcher Caden Carter come out to finish the night. He's only got 59 pitches through 6 innings. That is, if you can retire an inning on less than 10 pitches, you're in pretty good shape to go full. And he's all smiles on the mound. He just throws up a softball lob, and Braden Wan, or Jax Hager, will head to the dish. He's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and a ground out. Papers will go flying.
The top of the 7th for Wellington-Napoleon, number 25, Jack Hager.
And the first one ripped back to the screen. It'll be an 0-1 count to open him up. And once again, if Wellington-Napoleon is unable to put up 7 runs in this inning, that would effectively end the ball game. He'll stare at the 0-1. It'll take it to 1-2, or 1-1 rather. And he'll foul that one back into the catcher. It'll be a 1-2 to Hager as Carter finds himself ahead in the count. He has just 2 strikeouts on the night.
So I don't think Hager was expecting off speed on that one.
Yeah, you can tell he kind of just tried to protect the plate there, and a 1-2 count. And he's thinking off speed, and they'll ring him up on the inside. Curveball for out number 1, and that's been everything in that left batter's box has been called a strike all night.
Now batting number 21, Braden Wan.
Braden Wan heads to the disc. He's 0 for 2 as well. Struck out looking in the second and flied out to the shortstop in the 5th. He'll take that pitch for a ball. It'll be 1-0 to him. Swung over the top of that one, missed. 1-1 count. Taken outside for a strike, 1-2, and you know we have a saying amongst broadcasters that that ump has a healthy high school strike zone. This one has been eating seconds, and he'll get another strikeout this time swinging of Braden Wan, and that'll up his total to 4. And Will Grunder represents the last hope. He's got a line out to the second baseman and a ground out to the second baseman, and he'll slap that one. It'll be caught, and that'll be the ball game. Another line out to end the night, and Plattsburg improves to 16-6. Wellington-Napoleon back to 6-6. And that is all she wrote here from Plattsburg. 9-2 is your final. Hefner, the losing pitcher. The winning pitcher. Complete game shutout, or complete game on 65 pitches, Caden Carter. That'll end it for us. Once again, thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate to go follow us on Twitter at @metrosports_KC, on Instagram at metrosportskc, and if high school sports are just your thing, please tune in every night for recaps of all the action in the Metro, as well as next Friday for St. Thomas Aquinas versus St. James Academy women's soccer. That's all we've got for you. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you later. This has been a Metro Sports KC